Hi, I'm Ali and a warm welcome to Face Yoga Master Natural Beauty Over 40. Now in today's video we're going to do a great facial massage which you can actually eventually get this down to a 2-minute, and this will really help sculpt the skin, smooth the skin. We're then doing some lymphatic drainage, which is so important, which also helps with skin glow by removing toxins and waste within the lymph. Now, I've been a facialist for the last 7 years and I'm really passionate about skincare, and I'm really here to help you on your skincare journey. So what you need to do first is make sure that you've got clean skin. Now, I am using a facial oil as always, just so you've got this kind of like a slip and glide if you like, so you're not compromising the skin by dragging and pulling. And I have a rosehip oil one here. So we just need to apply just a couple of drops to the fingers. Now, if you do have a facial cream or a serum, you can do this in the morning if you prefer, or you can do this in the evening, perhaps with a night cream. So just gently applying all along the facial area and the neck. So what we're going to do first, we're taking our hands, we're going to place them, you can place them onto your neck here, and then just take your elbows and work in a round circular motion, in a backward motion if you like, big round circular motions with the arms. And what we're doing here is really getting the lymphatics going before we actually even start on our facial massage. And a few more times. Great workout for the arms as well. And then the other way, coming forward with the elbows, really feeling that, again, getting the lymph going. And then I always like to finish off with a couple of shoulder rolls going backwards, because then it resets the shoulders into place. Then taking our hand, and we're taking the flat of the hands here, where our collarbone is just below, we're taking the flat of the hand and we're just gliding towards the armpit from the centre of the collarbone, just under, towards the collarbone along towards the armpit. And what we're doing here, again, we're just really getting the lymph going. And the other way, say where the collarbone is, just under, towards the armpit. Nice slight strokes here. And then where we have our collarbone just above, we've got some indentations. And again, if you can just give those a few gentle presses. And then the last thing to do to get the lymphatics going is we're going to take our finger, and we're going to literally have 2 fingers, place them in front and behind the ear, and then just gently glide down the big SCM muscle down to the collarbone. Now we have plenty of lymph nodes in front and behind the ear, so what we're doing is we're just very lightly gliding down the big SCM muscle so we can actually release and open up those lymph nodes. And then on the other side, fingers almost like a scissor shape, and then just bring them together and glide down the big SCM muscle. So once we've done that, we're going to place our hand, again, flat of the hand, we're going to start on the neck area, placing our hand onto our chin, and then taking the other hand, just gently glide down from the chin towards the collarbone. This is a nice light downward stroke, and then slowly work along the jawline towards the collarbone. Now I'm holding the hand as an anchor in place so we're not dragging and pulling at the skin, particularly if you have older skin. And then taking our thumbs under the chin, fingers above, we're just gently gliding along now, along the jawline. And then just down the big SCM muscle down to the collarbone. And just give those, just where the collarbone is, just a few gentle presses. So now with the fingers, we're just going to lift up and just do some gentle tapping in an upwards motion. First of all, we're going to do the neck area. And what we're doing here is really helping with blood flow and circulation. And then with the flat of the hand, we're just coming upwards from the collarbone now in the opposite way to the previous, towards the chin area and the jawline. And then again, thumb placed under the chin, fingers above, just gently gliding along that jawline again. Always want to swallow when doing this. Again, we have plenty of lymph nodes under the jawline. It just feels, you can just feel everything moving. And then fingers in front and behind the ear, and at one at a time, just place that down. Again, the big SCM muscle for a little bit of lymphatic drainage. So now taking the fingers for the last part on the neck, we're just going to do a little flicking motion with the fingers. Particularly as we get older, we start to lose collagen and elastin within the skin. So doing these massage exercises really does help promote that. And then breathe. So what we're going to do now, let's work on the jawline area. Thumb placed under the chin, fingers above, into a hook. And let's just do a little massage first. Just massaging round circular motion. And once you get to the masseter muscle here, you may have a little tender point, so you can just give that a little extra massage out, particularly if you suffer with a bit of TMJ or you clench your teeth. So just really give us a nice massage. And then again, just gently glide. And then with the back of the hand, let's just do again some gentle tapping under the chin, and then slowly working our way from the chin along the jawline towards the ears. So all the massages we're doing today, they're nice and light. And then on the chin, great acupressure points here. And then just gliding, well, say gliding, tapping along the jawline towards the ears from the chin along the jawline. Nice outwards motion, again, really getting some blood flow and circulation to the area. And then just work our way, lower part of the face. And then between the nose and the mouth, again, we have a great acupressure point here. A little gentle tap, and then just tap outwards. Thumb placed under the chin, fingers above, just gently gliding now again, the jawline. And this tends to be quite a sticky point. People always tend to sort of get more of a draggy skin here, perhaps a bit of toxin waste build up. So it's nice to get rid of this, because this will actually move things along towards the ears and give you more defined jawline, if you like. And also, if we have the defined jawline and the bottom of the face is nice and lifted, it lifts everything else up. So then thumb placed under, fingers as a hook now. We're now going to be lifting all the way up past those potential smile lines towards the chin area, the cheek, and just gently glide along towards the ears again. So now we're working the lower part of the face. Again, nice and light. And whatever product you placed onto your skin is going to penetrate in even better and deeper. So if you have really good quality ingredients, it should really help with those also fine lines and wrinkles. Nice massage, lower part. And then with our fingers, let's just do some gentle tapping in an upwards motion towards the cheekbone. I like to do these in the mornings, it really wakes up the skin. And then with our thumb placed under the chin, fingers above, just very gently glide, outwards motion, feather light touch towards the ears. And we're moving toxins and waste within the skin, which is very close to the skin, so moving it from the lymph. Getting mixed up with words there. So now let's work on the cheekbone area. Again, if you get nice lifted cheeks, it lifts everything up, almost a natural facelift. So first of all, we're just going to take our fingers and we're just going to come to where the nose is here, either side. We have some indentations. So you can take your finger and just give that a really nice circular motion one way. And we get lots of tightness here, so we can also release some tight fascia. And if this is nice and free without being too tight, it really does help release and actually help any potential nasal labial folds, smile lines and marionette lines. So it's quite a good one to release here. Again, another great acupressure point. And then just gliding under the cheekbone towards the ears. And then taking our fingers here, just gliding a little bit under the cheekbone, going towards the ears here. Really sculpting. So this is a longer video today, but you can obviously pick and choose which parts if you feel like you've got a part of your face, sort of section you need to work on more, you can always pause the video and work a little bit more on your face. Again, just gliding underneath. And then taking, you can place hand out as an anchor depending on your skin. Taking your fingers again as a scissor shape and just gliding in front, well, above and below the cheekbone towards the ears again. Again, if you have sagging skin or quite wrinkly skin, you can place and hold so you're not dragging. And on the other side. And then with our fingers here, I'm using the ring finger because now we're going to start working around the eye area. So just gently tapping where the bone is under the eye and above the cheekbones. Now you don't need to go too high up. Again, the skin around the eyes is very fine and delicate. And then we're just doing some little gentle tapping first, just to get the blood flow and circulation to the area. And heading in an outwards motion towards the temples. And then with the finger just gently gliding along again towards the temple area, smoothing anything out. And this will really help if you have any puffiness within the eyes, eye bags, just moving any toxins and waste in an outwards motion. And then taking the fingers, gliding down the side of the nose now. And then just under the cheekbone towards the ears. And then taking our fingers here, we're now placing them where the bone is and just working almost like a wave-like motion outwards. And again, just gliding underneath. If you like, you can take a couple of deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth to really help with blood flow, circulation, but also calming down the nervous system and oxygen to the neck and the head area. So then just massage the temples here where we can hold a lot of tension again. Just a nice round circular motion, just one way. And then the other. And when you're doing these massage exercises, if you are doing this in a mirror, just making sure that you're not creasing your face up or anything. You've got a nice relaxed face. And then once we've done that, let's just glide down the side of the ears, at the front of the ear and the back of the ear, and then just one at a time, again, down the big SCM muscle down to the collarbone. Just releasing those toxins and waste. So now placing our hand as an anchor onto the cheekbone area, we're taking our other fingers here and we're just gently massaging in an upwards motion with the fingers. This will really help those potential smile lines round by the side of the eyes and crow's feet, eye wrinkles if you like. And just really give that a really nice little massage. And then just lift up, and then on the other side, fingers where the cheekbone is, taking the other fingers and just gently massage in an upwards motion. And just lift up, and then taking our fingers, just gliding along now from where the cheekbone is and by the top of the eyebrow into a V shape towards the temples. Again, this is a really nice light touch. And on the other side. And then again with the ring finger under the eyes. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to come to work between the eyes and just glide under the eyebrow, really light, nice and light here. So now we've got between the eyes, we've got nice little pressure points here. So I'm just going to massage that. Just nice round circular motion again, and then the other way. And then taking the fingers, just gliding up along the forehead, where we hold a lot of tension with those potential fine lines and wrinkles by scrunching the face. So this is a really nice, easy one. This will really smooth out those fine lines and wrinkles. And then placing our fingers, and again just doing some gentle tapping in an upwards motion. Getting blood flow and circulation to the area. And then placing one hand as an anchor again, just very lightly massaging around circular motion from the middle of the forehead towards the temples here. And then on the other side, hand as an anchor, taking the other fingers and just gently massaging. Now, if you do find that your skin starts drying out, you can always add a little bit more facial oil or face cream to your skin while you're doing these massage exercises. And then just gently gliding in an upwards motion again. You want to work against those horizontal lines by working vertically. And then placing our hands as an anchor onto our forehead, and then just gliding down towards the temples, the side of the ears, and then back of the ear. Again, where we've got these plenty of lymph nodes, and then one at a time with the fingers, hands down the big SCM muscle, down to the collarbone. So now placing our hands onto our head, again we have lots of tension here we can hold, and also tight fascia. So just placing onto the top, you can take your little finger onto the hairline and then just give it a very light massage, literally just moving the scalp. It always feels good, particularly if you're slightly tight. And then if you like, you can just move down a little bit more, taking your thumb just by your ear. Again, we have some great acupressure points here on the head. We always tend to forget about the head. And then just come in a bit more into the middle. Really nice. If you want to just move your head slightly, just really loosen everything up. And then fingers just under the head here, and then just really massage in well. Again, just moving the scalp, otherwise you could end up with really crazy hair, like I tend to. So now we're going to just work a little bit on the ear. Again, we always tend to forget the ear. Again, I am wearing earrings, so if you do have very big dangly hoops, you may want to take those off. So first of all, placing our thumb behind our ear, and then just our fingers above, and then just gently massage, a nice light massage. And sometimes we end up with tinnitus and a bit of pressure in the ears. This can also help. So really massaging the lobe here. And then you can slowly work your way upwards. Again, we've got some really great pressure points here. Really massaging. And then to the top of the ear. And then just slowly come back down. Then taking the earlobe, just coming out slightly. And release. So now let's get ready for a lymphatic drainage massage release. So placing our hands now onto the forehead, we're now just gently gliding. Fine, light, delicate touch, because again, the lymph is very close to the surface of the skin. And then with our ring finger, under the eyebrows, towards the temples, under the eyes, again, helping those puffiness and potential eye bags and eye wrinkles. And then just down by the side of the nose, top of the cheekbone area here. And then just by the lip. And then just taking the flat of the hand and just very gently gliding towards the side of the ears here. Again, just moving toxins and waste all the way to the side. This will really help with glowing skin. And then with the collarbone, just lifting upwards from the collarbone along the neck towards the jawline and gliding along towards the back of the ear. And also the front with the fingers. And just working your way along the neck and then on the other side up along the jawline and towards the ear. And then we're going to just take our fingers and then we're just going to make a V shape and then just gliding down. We'll do one ear at a time down the side of the ear. And then the other ear. Again, plenty of lymph nodes. And then if you can take your hands and just work your way very lightly, the back of the head, top of the neck. And if you feel a little extra point, again, just give it a little massage out. And then when the fingers are touching, one at a time, gliding down the big SCM muscle, down the collarbone, or towards the collarbone, and then on the other side. And then I always like to finish off with this, really important, from the chin all the way down where our collarbone is, almost our beginning spot if you like. We've got those indentations. And if you just give those a few gentle presses, this will release all the toxins and waste into the body, ready for elimination. So once you've done this massage exercise, I mean, it's a long one, it's 20 minutes. Again, if you want to fast forward or pause, if you want to spend a bit of extra time, that's great. And after this, if you can, have a really nice glass of just warm water, well, body temperature water, just to help flush out the toxins and waste within this area. That's even better, and keeping hydrated. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I have got a community now. If you'd like to join me there, please check that out. I'll leave another video here, and if you and please subscribe and share if you know anybody else who may find this useful, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye. Oh, and also quickly, if you'd like, please comment down below, tell me how you found this video, and please come back to it in a couple of weeks' time and tell me how you're getting on. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.